What's going on, everybody? Hair here, and yes, here we are for UFC Fight Night. Cejudo versus Yadong. This is a pretty fun fight night. We've had a lot of good fight nights and pay-per-views as of late. We're just very excited that the UFC is finally back. It's been back, and let's get to more fun fights of 2025. Your third two main event would be Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev, and this is another one of those just crossroads type fights. Curtis Blaydes has been, to the dance. He's been in heavyweight championship fights, just hasn't won yet. Rizvan is, an up-and-comer, only has 2 losses. This will be by far his biggest challenge in Curtis Blaydes. But Blaydes has been there. He's done that. I look for him to wrestle down. Well, use a little bit of both wrestling and some of his striking to beat Rizvan, but this would be a huge win for Rizvan if he's able to beat Curtis Blaydes. But again, a crossroads fight. Is Curtis Blaydes going to be one of these guys that kind of gatekeeps and floats around the title scene a little bit too good to be a gatekeeper, but not good enough to be champion? What will he be? Let's be a coming out party for Rizvan. We shall see. I do have Curtis Blaydes winning by TKO. Next, we have another fun fight, Rob Font and Dominic Cruz, 2 veterans. Dominic Cruz has been doing a lot of UFC talk shows and being a commentator and doing a great job at it. Definitely has 1 foot out. Rob Font is not a guy to fight if you do have 1 foot out, so I do think Rob Font will win. Dominic Cruz is a mastermind of the world of MMA. He's a student of the game. He's a master of the game, and I do think this might be his last fight, especially if he gets finished pretty quickly. And I do predict Rob Font to win via TKO in the first or second round. Again, Dominic Cruz has nothing left to prove. He's been champion. He's been at the top. He's just a little bit older, and he has his sights set on other ventures as well. But we'll see. I think either way it should be fun. Dominic Cruz is always game. He's top fighter for a reason, but I do think Rob Font will win and be victorious this Saturday night. Your main event, we have Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. This is interesting. Triple C, King of Cringe. Song Yadong, he's a striker. He's really good. But Triple C, we haven't seen him fight really good lately. Lost against Aljamain Sterling. He hasn't been doing great. I think he's a little bit older. He's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's not in his prime anymore. He has a weird, awkward stance where he stands upright and he's short. His limbs are short, so I don't know why he fights like that. But he always fights like that. You'd think he'd like to use a little bit more of his wrestling in this, and try to squeeze out a decision or a submission victory. But I expect Cejudo to win. Song Yadong can easily pepper him up, take him out, but I expect Cejudo to win. King of Cringe. Maybe he'll cut a promo on the mic and say he calls out the champion, or he calls out a top contender. Maybe he calls out O'Malley. Maybe he calls out Peter Yan. Who knows? But I do think he will win, and then he'll make gold on the mic like he always does. He's always fun to watch. So we'll see. It should be really fun. This is the